Productivity is a word commonly used in Australian workplaces as companies explore new ways to get more value out of their employees. Some businesses are getting great results by making the workplace fun. Today Tonight's James Thomas has more.
There's lots of great reasons why, people work at Google.
Like access to the Google Masseur and a library with actual books. A novel idea for a workforce who have probably never flicked the page on a real book, thanks to the internet world they've created.
Everyone has a laptop, so that allows them to kind of move away from their desks, be unchained from their desks if they'd like, and kind of use a lot of the different spaces as well.
Spaces like this, or this, or this. Whatever tickles your fancy when you work at Google.
I think it's about providing a flexible workplace.
Johnny Lou says employees are lavished with perks and privileges such as the freedom to work where you like, when you like.
When people are in charge of their own work schedule and can dictate the terms that they work under, we kind of think that's when you have the happiest employees and the best work come from that.
And as for breakfast, lunch and dinner, well, that's catered for too, and it's free.
What about lazy people that take advantage of that? Too much time on the massage bed, too much time in the cafeteria.
Google is enthusiastic, self-motivated people who are passionate about their work.
He sounds like a preacher from a cult, but it's hard to argue with him. Google is one of the most successful companies on the planet. Stefan the hairdresser gave some of his workers cars to thank them for their services, and Kennard's Hire shared a $3 million bonus among its staff.
Lance, thanks a trillion.
At 1 p.m. on Fridays, the workers at this company up tools and head home.
We surveyed our team members around 3 or 4 years ago and asked them, what will make you happy at work?
And they all said more time away from it. But what is surprising is Kellogg's granted that request with a 4.5-day week. Michelle Baker says it has improved the bottom line.
We have a barbecue every 3 months to celebrate our quarterly results in the park next door. We have free breakfast.
Well, hang on. Don't get too proud on the breakfast thing, Michelle. It's not that generous for you guys. There's more cereal here than you can poke a stick at.
So you haven't just hammed this up for us today?
No, this is genuinely the way that it is.
Seriously? No wonder Rob Curry from eWeb Marketing loves his job. What's not to like? The table tennis, the trampoline, a game of pool, the relaxed clothing. It's driving me to envy. Oh, but they've got something for that too.
Ah! Yep. This funky office even has a scream room. But I've got to ask, if they're all so damned happy here, why do they need this? Is there a trade-off, though? Are you less productive because, if people are playing ping pong, they're not working?
It's actually the opposite. So you'll find that we're more productive because if you've got a normal 9-to-5 job and you just go out there and try and work full on the whole day, what's going to happen is you're going to have lulls.
Of course, when you get that lull, they've got that covered as well. A sleeping room for Precious to recharge his batteries.
I don't know how many heads have been on that pillowcase. I hope they all wash their hair.
If employees are happy, they're going to produce more. So it just makes sense to try and keep your employees happy. Australians work very much longer hours than people in other parts of the world.
Psychologist Grant Brecht says while some Australian workplaces have cottoned on, many still adhere to a sweatshop mentality.
When we start to work longer than probably around about 45 hours a week, our productivity starts to drop off dramatically.
Which might explain why most companies do provide coffee, and in Google's case, copious amounts of sugar to keep the workforce's energy levels up.
So part of the philosophy behind these modern, warm and fuzzy workplaces is to sort of remove barriers between the senior management levels and the workers, the proletariat, which is why we have people like Michael here, the CEO of GPT, in amongst the punters, so to speak.
I'm assured that General Property Trust CEO Michael Cameron is not sitting here for show. He really does think it is good for the company.
For me, it's just a way of getting amongst the team, understanding what's happening, and we don't have all of the formality that normal companies have.
Michael's company have just refurbished their offices in line with modern expectations.
We use a lot less space, we use a lot less energy, so they're very tangible things where we've saved money and you can bank those things.
Recycled materials, windows that let in real air, and comfortable spaces designed to help workers feel good about, well, work.
We trust our people, which is absolutely critical, so we measure the output as opposed to effort. So it's about efficiency, not the hours worked. So if someone's able to do 7 days work in 3 days, then that works fine for me.
And it's the same back at Google. They'll give you lunch, bed and a massage. Why, they pretty much make work feel more like home than home. And if that's the case, why go home at all? Ah, they are cunning, aren't they?